Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020. This is Career Mode episode number 39. This is one of those great races of the year. It's Liege-Bastogne-Liege. Very punchy, but not a punchy finish. It is a downhill and then flat finish. Definitely have a chance with that format to be able to do something. Last time out, Flèche Wallonne, we did just squeeze into the top 10 with that steep hilltop finish that we're not necessarily built for. We've got enough climbers here that today, maybe, just maybe, we can do something. A lot of riders already going out the back though. The pace has been really hot. We're not even quite to the halfway point, and already you can see Lopez, Moreno, Zeta fading. Zeta's on a -2 today, Moreno's on a -2 today. We're okay, I suppose, on our race day condition, but it's definitely not as good as it could be. The breakaway is already done, and the Peleton's already shrunk to 65 riders, and I wouldn't say this one is coming back, because this is tempo. This is not some sort of fluke over a little hill where somebody lost the wheel. This is tempo being quite high. I'm not saying that it won't come back together a little, especially if tempo lifts. I mean, we still have 117k to go, but at this point, the tempo is such that
the riders have taken their foot off the accelerator. Either
they're not catching us. We have definitely lifted them. So,
acceleration by Valence.
Zeta going to get water for us. He is our super domestique today. And that group behind, 24 riders coming back. Oh, Moreno now into that group after a puncture. And they regain contact. Moreno should regain his position. Moreno, you were protecting Mark. Alright, so we have a one-man break at this point. Tim Valens, everybody else here in the Peloton, and the real action is set to begin here shortly with a major undulating up, down, up, down, up, down, all the way towards the finish. A lot of recovery with that lift of pace, but it's bound to pick back up here real soon. And recovery is only partially complete, but it's going to have an impact on the race here. My team's fully recovered now. I would imagine there's some that definitely aren't there yet. Okay. One of the two biggest climbs of the day here. Blinking red at 83 and definitely going backwards.
Some team managers mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway, given that the pack has increased its speed. We're starting the last third of the race.
Alright, here we go again. 3.5k for this one. But in phases. There's the first phase. Onto the steeper, longer section here.
They're moving along at a fair lick. You've just got to hang
Mark, you are a terrible mountain climber, so we need to pick up your base pace. Zeta is protecting Rodriguez today. What is his problem? Probably the same. We'll have him pick up his tempo a little bit. Tantoni is good with an 83. Rainsford today seems to be just about good enough with that pace. Now we're holding things a bit better. 152 in the Peloton now, but it is splitting. Rodriguez. Up that effort. Don't get dropped here. He has been dropped. Moreno is done. Zeta is nearly done here. And there you go. These are two big names for me that are out the back. Rodriguez. Ooh, Lopez is done too. Rodriguez, group of 4, trying to regain contact with Peleton, and it's 34 riders. He's got a great downhill rating. Not much left in the tank though, so I'm going to hit this downhill and try to regain contact, and if he does, great. If he doesn't, well, it's day done. He can provide slight protection if he does. And he's done. Okay, auto. And here we go. 3 riders left. Rainsford for Mark Tentoni. This has been a hefty tempo over these last 20 or so kilometers. 65k still to go in this thing. Rainsford, let's get you protecting. I don't know. Do we want to protect for Mark, or do we just focus fully on Tentoni at this point? There's a lot of this stage yet to go. I think this is no longer large group sprint type finish. This is survival down to the last few riders. So instead of protecting Vermark and his punchiness, we're already seeing a new attack here, thinning this group out. And this is why I switched to Tentoni. He's the only one who can really keep up with the tempo. Group splits down to 24 now. That was the biggest climb of the day, though. Less to come, but the group thinning out further and further and further. Alright, here we go. Coming up on this next one. And we'll get through this climb, I think. I think. By we, I don't mean Tentoni, I mean Rainsford and Vermark. Tentoni certainly can.
There's a breakaway.
More of an acceleration, though. He needs to step up his pace. As does Rainsford. Rainsford, come on, come on. You in contact here.
Counter-attack by Liege-Bastogne-Liege.
There you go. Okay, he's still in. Down to 21. This is a very short climb. Rainsford should be okay for this one. And he is. He's going to gel up right now, though. Vermark, you know what? Vermark's not going to make it past this point either. And gel up for both of them. Tentoni's going to be on his own for the last couple climbs. But again, it's going to be about a top 15 or so he'll be fine. He'll already be well placed.
The current pace is a bit too docile for some riders who are looking to create
Here we go. You're not a hills guy.
This climb features some dreadful percentages.
Okay, fine. For Mark, you are a hills guy, so let's see that hills pace. 10 riders getting away. We're in a group of 11 chasing. Is it better to have my 3 guys together? Tentoni out a red bar, but he'll keep close enough to Vermark here. Vermark. Okay, it's back together. Group of 16. Tentoni. No. Let's get up there. Catch that rider. Not how I expected that to go. Rainsford, no man's land. There you go. Bridge that gap. Good. For Mark, what's going on? Comes the next attack. Tony, follow. And let's follow Alaphilippe. And Tony did not make it. And Vermark is suddenly in no man's land with the top 11 riders. I think we're going to be back with Tentoni here in a moment. Alright, so we're now looking at a top 25, not a top 10, but it's not over yet, and there is definitely that chance that things come back together. So So we want to make sure these guys are alive, and that is not the case for either of them. They both get dropped. You guys are seconds apart. Wait for him. Let's ride together. There we go. Alright. Let's relay something realistic. Let's see what this does for our yellow and red. There we go. Yeah, a little bit of recovery on the descent. That's good.
The riders are in a portion above 10%. We've got 15 kilometers to the finish line.
Okay, we're fading, but we're almost to the top here. And we are catching these guys in front of us. Okay. The top's right
and
there.
It's a swift acceleration by Maximilian Schussmann.
Tony's a little too quick here. But for Mark now is in a group. And I don't want Tony to lose that chance here, so... Okay, well, now you're back together. Alright, there's that final climb. For Mark just got dropped to Kin. That's why having a little bit of energy is really important. We're still looking at a top 25, but can we catch these groups in front of us? We're going to try to recover a little bit so we have something for the finish. 6.8k with a bit of downhill, so let's activate that gel.
There we go. The sprint is on. The riders are setting themselves up.
4k to go. Tony now has a little bit of energy. Alpha takes away the head of Bernal. Yershoff, Mataway, Schachman. 3k to go.
Have made it through sheer willpower. This stage was a real strength sapper.
We're almost there. Now 2k. Tony at the back of the group. We need to start squeezing our way forward just gently. 1.4k. Alright, these guys are already sprinting. Come on. Tony has acceleration, but he's not got top speed. He'll be top 20. 17th. And for Mark, sprinting it out for, looks like 21st maybe? Yes, 21st. Boy, oh boy. You can let me know in the comments below. I don't think there was any real mistakes in there. I switched to Tony the moment, which I was protecting Tony all along. The plan was to ride for Vermark. But the moment I realized just how difficult this race was turning into once we hit this, the final third, and they really picked up the pace, it became quite clear that I needed Tony first and foremost, and that he was going to be strongest. Vermark was strong enough that he was kind of right there regaining contact, and we certainly did work together to benefit for a while. It was really tough, though. That was a really tough race. Neither one of those guys has a lot of stamina. Right? Our stamina guy, well, two guys. What's his name? Mr. Domestique. Banijek. And then Zeta. But Zeta was on a bad race day condition today that really set him off and put him on the back foot. So I'm at that stage where we're just trying to get results for the sake of results. Any boost we can get our hands on the race day condition. So we set off with Carlos Rodriguez, literally the only rider that I have that has any sort of chance today on this very short, under 5 kilometer prologue. And profile certainly doesn't look like how it's actually playing out, as it's quite a bit steeper than expected. Rodriguez now just 2 kilometers from the finish, and he's going to be attacking this pretty hard. Maybe even 99 might be a little strong. It's so hard to tell. I wish he was not the first one out on course, as I could have put together a better challenge without it. He does go to the top 4 now, but his chances are probably diminished by the rapid changes in the way I took it. Already Roscoff goes 5 seconds clear of him, so he's down to 3rd now. As for the rest of the riders, none of them are going to put in anything like the time that Rodriguez had. It's going to really hurt our chances for the GC. Tintoni, though, the only one who does matter there, so let's skip forward to him. So outside of Germain and Granigan, everybody else has put in a good time, and I've set it up to it being about an 81 or 82 being the energy consumption in order to get this right to the finish. Tintoni, good climber, so he'll have had a good time on that little uphill section, and then a lot of it's downhill from there. You can see he is just right there to the end. That's actually a good time. So the whole rest of the team, he is only 2 seconds behind our best time. If I hadn't mentioned it previously, this is the Tour de Normandy. It's stage 2 now. And this is a pretty hefty climb. Now the Peleton was down to about 50 riders, but the breakaway was caught, and it was enough that the field sat up a bit and allowed everyone to come back together. Now I had only had 2 riders done, and out the back that was my sprinters, Germain and Granigan, but they got back along with everyone else, and here we go to the sprint point, which part of me really wants to contest and part of me says, oh hell no. We are beginning the climb in earnest, though. We really need to step up to this thing, and pace is really going to pick up here. So Rodriguez, I don't know why you're so far back to begin with, but let's
the pack is
get
quick
you
in the
scoot
pace.
forward here. There goes Granigan. Let's use his gel, let's use Germain's gel, let's use Lopez's gel. And we're going to go for Rainsford here pretty soon. Tintoni holding well at the front.
Oh, the list of those left behind goes on rising.
Lopez started to fade. Granigan already out the back. Germain still technically in the group, but he's heading out the back, as is Lopez. Alright, so now how we're looking. We have Moreno to protect Tintoni. Lopez, I already set you to auto, so I don't know why you set yourself in that, but okay,
We've got
there
15
you go.
kilometers to the finish
And I've
line.
got Rainsford.
Counter-attack by Barguil.
Go ahead and protect Rodriguez, who is trying to make it back into position.
Breakaway at the front. The riders are going through a very tough portion with percentages above 10%.
Alright. Not my job to chase that. Ciccone. Unless I want to use a shot in the dark.
Some team
with
managers
Rodriguez.
mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway, given that the pack has increased its speed.
Oh, they want to counter my attack. They don't want to counter Ciccone. Okay. I see how it is. Caruso, Hagita, Barguil, Roglic. Alright, this is attack time. No, it's really not. We're hitting the top here. There we go. There's the top. And just like that, Peleton down to 24. That acceleration did damage. A lot of guys couldn't handle it. Rainsford among those who were dropped. So, 21 chasing one rider now. Marino, Rodriguez, both of you use your gel, and Marino will keep him here for just a moment, and then Rodriguez is going to take over protection of Tintoni. Comes that big acceleration. Tintoni not looking terribly strong at the moment, so. By Marino.
I think I saw a few riders on the ground.
Swift acceleration by Primoz Roglic.
Goodbye those 4. We're riding for 5th place.
The finish line is getting close.
And
The
this is
riders
still 5K to
past the
go,
5
so
kilometers road
Tintoni does
sign.
not have the energy to be chasing that. Okay, use your gel. 4K to go. Now just 10 riders left. Rodriguez has dropped. 2.5K to go. Slow this down. Okay, so we're riding for 5th place. And Tintoni just hanging in there. This is a group that's thinning out more and more and more. 1.6k to go. It's 8. We're catching a couple of those riders. 900 meters. Okay, Tintoni.
The poor souls bringing up the rear continue to cross the line. It's a bit of a knock for the morale.
So Roglic, Alaphilippe pull away. Caruso, Almeida get a little edge on the rest of us. Latour, Yates, Ciccone, Dennis, Tintoni, Lopez, and Kelderman are that group. Barguil, Paulus, Bookman all dropped, and Rodriguez in that next group on the road. 18th, not bad. 1st of May, we open the dossiers for next year. Of course, financially, it's going to be a mess. It is going to be an absolute mess. So I'm going to have kind of a wide array of targets. Of course, the main targets are trying to retain my riders, trying to keep some guys around. So Umberto Zeta, it's only 5 points. His interest is kind of low. He wants to leave the team. He already feels he's outgrown the team, even though he has carried us all the way to the World Tour. But he's not totally unopposed to it, so I'll take that. Ciccone wants to sign. Not great stamina, though, so kind of a tough sell. Quinn Simmons could be a real decent pickup, just 21 years old. Might be really expensive. I don't think I'm going to go for any new riders this high up the order, but you can see interest levels are actually finally starting to grow. Beradour, but still 22 years old. I'm interested actually in getting to know you, Liam. Do I have something on you already? No. I don't. You know what? It's 2 points. It's 2 points. Let's do it. Why would I bother with that? They already have the interest. I just wasted 2 points. I'm not going to cancel that now. I don't want the interest to drop. I got so excited. Okay, coming down the order. Okay, into the 76s now. Philipsen would be a heck of a grab, as that's been my top guy in other series. You know what? Let's go for it. He was my guy in PCM20. Let's see if we can make him our guy again. Garcia Cortina is a pretty decent grab too, because they have sprint and cobble and stamina, and that's a balanced, I mean, nothing worse than a 70. That is my rider in the Pro Cyclist Series, just not yet, but that's where we're headed. Garcia Cortina do it all and at a 76 average and already liking us. Yeah, I imagine they're going to be somewhat expensive, but it's only 5 points. Okay. 22-year-old who already likes us a lot. You call that classics? Call that a Beradour. 75 punch, though. 3 points. Oh, we already have, okay, 4 to 7 potential. Good potential, probably cheap. Here's a 21-year-old sprinter who is quite good already. We only have 6 points remaining right now. Tintoni does not want to re-sign. Vermark does. Vermark will be an easy addition. Hey, look at that, I need 8 points. There's 2. Hopefully did not kill ourselves with him. His interest stays at 100% at the moment. We need to get on the Tentoni train as his interest is low. There's our first 30 points. It's going to be painful, folks. It is going to be painful. I don't know if any of these 5 riders are going to be affordable to me. The only one who might, Matizwa, might be affordable. South African, by the way. Current sponsor would be certainly happy with him. Vermark, we'll add to the list. Vermark could be a bit more affordable, but Vermark could be priced out because of the popularity. He is more popular than Zeta now, and those two are leaps and bounds compared to everybody else on popularity charts. So we're going to have to go down the list further next time. I think we're starting at 75s with Vermark, and then we'll have to go down the list from there to like Ivan Sosa maybe. I would imagine Sosa is going to be pretty good. Stamina resistance not great. Bruce is a bit better off there, more balanced. I mean, that's my problem right now, right? Tentoni is a great climber with no stamina resistance. So he's just got a real issue there. And that's the problem with that one. He needs to develop that stamina resistance big time. That is going to do it for this episode, though. And Decathlon Gamer, thanks for tuning in. Tony is 14th in the Super Prestige. Vermark's 14th in the World Tour rankings. And as a team, we are 9th. And 7th. Hanging on. More competitive. Be sure to hit that like button and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.